Look, Doug Pederson has went from gutsy Doug to looking like he's about to cry in press conferences. So, is he the real problem? I don't know. We're going to have to talk about this, but it's Philly the podcast. Oh, here we go.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
What's good? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. You know what it is. We back with another one. It's not Victory Monday and it's not Loss Monday. It's Tie Monday. Welcome to Tie Monday. If you do like the Eagles, if you like sports content, please be sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. All that really does help out a lot. We're so close to 400. I appreciate you guys. So Doug Pederson, man. Doug Pederson honestly looked like he was about to cry in his post-game press conference. Now, mind you, as an Eagles fan, I cried after the game. Not real tears, but inside I died a little bit and I cried, But as our head coach, you have to go out there in our post-game conference and you have to be honest. Don't get me wrong. You have to be brutally honest and be real with what's going on with the team. But you also have to show some type of confidence. And it might be just body language. It might be you verbally, backing your team. But I feel like everything he's been doing this past 3 weeks that we've been losing, because this was a loss. This was worse than a loss. Everything that he's been doing these past 3 weeks, body language wise, the things that he says, like when he laughed off, Carson progressing, honestly, we all know that Carson is doing poorly, but you're the head coach. You're where the buck stops. You're the face. You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of rise above a lot of that. You have to be not the problem. And I feel like lately, especially his post-game press conferences, they've been getting shorter and they've been getting very, how do I say this? They've been getting very sad, and don't get me wrong. We've lost. We do not deserve to be, sprinkles are only for winners. We know that, but you got to go out there and give me something to look at. Like I'm watching this press conference, like I'm watching a funeral live. It's like you're watching and he's just sitting there looking like he's going to cry. He's looking down at his hands. He's, looking all around. You could just tell he's uncomfortable. You could tell he doesn't feel confident in what he's saying. He's not excited about this team. And then, like I said, I'm going to say it a million times. We've not given much to be excited about, but the pouting is for the fans. All right. I've seen a lot of fans, saying some crazy stuff. Yesterday I was upset. I'm staying on the Jim Schwartz needs to get fired train. But I've seen, from Howie Roseman, I've seen Carson needs to be sacked. I've seen anything you can think of. I've seen it. So I'm not on all of that yet, especially with Carson. We can't just sit Carson yet. It sounds good, but one, we don't know what we have in Jalen Hurts, and two, Jalen Hurts probably wouldn't have kept us in that game yesterday. We probably would have lost that game if he would have went in the second half. Carson Wentz did play a good second half. And the game against the Rams wasn't terrible other than the mistakes that he made, which were big mistakes, don't get me wrong. But Carson has the talent. As far as a trade for him, it's something that's possible. I know we would lose money up front, but we could theoretically save some money on the back end. It would be something that we would basically take a hit for a year or two. And then, like I said, we would save money down the road. We wouldn't have to be paying him $30 million in like a year or two. I don't feel like that's a real option right now. I don't think there's any teams that would realistically give us a good value for him. We could probably get like a fourth or fifth for him or a third for him maybe. But is that worth it? Is that really worth giving up just because you're upset right now? And that's really what it comes down to. Yes, Carson Wentz has a lot to work on. Yes, he does. But right now, I think our bigger concern is Doug Pederson. Doug Pederson has to regain that 2017 form, 2018 even, form where he just did not care. He was gutsy, and like I said a million times, I would not have punted that ball. I would have rather have lost that game. You can call me a fake fan. You can call me a fair weather, whatever you want to say. I would have rather have lost that game than to go out looking like that. We should have won that game a million times, and that punt is not what, I mean, it is what ended the game, but, the punt is not the only thing that happened in that game. And I'm not saying it's all on Doug Pederson that we lost or we tied that game, but I want my head coach to have a little bit more faith in my team. Yeah, we weren't looking great, but you know what? Like I said, I would rather lose. There was 12 seconds, I think, something like that. If we don't get it, I had faith in the defense. The defense was looking better than our offense down the stretch. Especially in the overtime, I should say. So, I had faith in my defense to hold them for 10 seconds if that's what it came down to. If we would have missed the going for it, but. It's the discipline, it's, the shaky play calling, and then he's not taking full responsibility for it. Honestly, it is a lot of execution out there. Yes, that is 100% true. When he said, it's execution, he's not lying. But, again, you are the head coach. You are the head coach. If they are not executing your plays, it is time to draw up new plays and figure out what they can do. It is not about what worked when we had, Nick Foles in 2017 with Alshon healthy, and he wasn't really healthy, but you know what I mean. When we had a healthier team, when we had a different team, it is not about that. It is about what we have now. All right, and I understand we might not have the best wide receiver core, but we have bodies out there. Deontay Burnett can do something. J-Jaw can go. J-Jaw, we've been saying this. The fact that they are holding on to him is just making it worse at this point. J-Jaw has to go. We're getting Jalen back probably in like 4 or 5 weeks. Alshon's probably coming back either this week or the next. Hopefully Goddard's only out for a week or so. But it is what it is. I'm not going to keep on giving these guys a pass. Okay, we've said for the past 3 years, injuries. They don't have the players, too many injuries to overcome. At some point, it is what it is, man. You got to go out there and you have to be a head coach. And we cannot be going out there looking like this and then looking embarrassed in the post-game conference. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's not looking good. But the whole NFC East sucks. The whole NFC East is terrible. We are 1 game out of first place right now. Let that really sink in. 1.5 if you really count the, technically, because, we would be a half game up on the Redskins unless they kept winning. So yeah, we're 1 game out of being, in first place. Half game out of being tied. So the season's not over. So like I said, we cannot call for too many people's heads, and I'm not using this video to say we need to fire Doug Schwartz. We need to get rid of Jim Schwartz. That's always on the back of my mind. But Doug Pederson, I'm not saying we need to fire him, but something needs to happen. I've seen that people want to let go of Howie Roseman. Who's better? That's really at this point right now. Maybe we need to relinquish his powers of, being involved in the draft. But listen, that's a whole everybody thing. Joe Douglas was here when we got that 2017 draft, and nobody hangs him at the stake. Everybody says that he's a great, we need to get him back. He was a great GM. So that's just my thoughts. I think we need to calm down as a fan base. I'm upset. Don't get me wrong. I'm upset how we look, and we should be upset, but we have to be realistic. We have to take it a game at a time. Let's see what happens next week. We go against a team that's, San Fran is a little bit beat up. Hopefully we get Nick Mullins. Hopefully we can, finally figure something out on offense, and Doug Pederson can kind of get his head out his rear end and be the strong-minded head coach that we're all used to. But I want to know what you guys think. Who do you guys really think is at fault? Who are you putting this tie on? I need to know, man. But y'all know what it is. It's Philly the podcast. It's Fly Eagles Flying. We out here. Peace.